everyone. Welcome back to another episode of a Doctor Who reaction. This is Rod Live. My name is Matt. Okay, so yeah, we're back here. We're back to Doctor Who, and last week on Doctor Who, we had the mental health episode, which was actually really good. So I really enjoyed that. We had it wasn't the gods of Ragnarok like in Greatest Show in the Galaxy, but it was still the gods of whatever, and we defeated them by showing them the power of human courage and trapping them with by literally taming our own fears. And then we had like a nice little montage about taking care of yourself and dealing with stuff. That was really good. I really enjoyed that episode, and not a lot happened in that regard because, of course, Doctor Who, just episodic nature of it. But I just really enjoyed it. I think we're just ready to go forward. It's also kind of late for me, so fuck it. Let's just go. All right. So, Doctor Who series 12, episode 8. I think it's 8. Let's go.
Lord Byron or Dr. Polidori would read to us.
Lord Byron sounds familiar.
Something to awaken thrilling horror.
Hmm?
Yes, Mrs. Shelley. Tales of the dead.
Oh my god, the butler's just oh my fucking god again with this shit.
Nothing to be afraid of.
Why did they all get scared?
It is a truth universally acknowledged.
Wrong writer. The night that inspired Frankenstein.
If you'd be so kind.
Blimey.
Okay.
Excuse me, as I was very clear about the rules.
Nobody mentioned Frankenstein and don't interfere.
Shut the fuck up. So this is it. We're inspiring Frankenstein. The Frankenstein episode. They're just goofing off.
You know, bit of blood and guts. Thrown a corpse.
Okay, what
for
the
good
fuck was
measure.
that?
Float anyone's boat? Something's wrong here. This night, June 1816, Byron challenges Mary Polidori and Percy Shelley to come up with a ghost story. Spot the difference.
You and I should be partners in the next dance.
Not much writing going on,
Okay.
and there's no Shelley.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
Looking for the lavatory?
C'est diabolique, monsieur.
That's terrible, monsieur. It's terrible. Okay. Oh my god, Grandma's gonna get attacked by a fucking ghost. What the fuck? Please tell me that's a hand and not a spider. I think it's like a skeletal hand. What's the deal with her? Hey, what the I like this horror episode we're doing. It's like horror, but it's also Doctor Who. I like that. Is Graham Polnareff? Okay, Doctor Who. Okay, I'm listening. I'm a little bit freaked out because I'm not good with terror, not good with horror. But
Mary reproaches me. Insists I should find a more reliable prospect. Not that she can talk.
Perhaps she's right. His eye does seem to wander.
This enigmatic person of yours. Would you trade them for reliable and dull?
My person's a bit different. Did you see that?
no, she wasn't looking, but she just saw a fucking ghost.
Trick of the light.
No, it wasn't. He was a fucking ghost. What are we doing? Alright, the hand. It's a skeletal hand. Okay. It's not a spider.
I'm intensely flattered you're familiar with my work, Mrs. Doctor.
Just Doctor. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Quite into Shelley's stuff too. He about.
Indisposed, I'm afraid.
You look like such an asshole.
My nan taught me, but I always get the keys wrong. But she always said there's no reason not to try.
I should practice more. But I confess, I prefer to write. Even though my efforts are weak, I could never hope to match the achievements of my parents.
My nan would say stick with it.
He walks at night. A terrible affliction. But I'm getting this really weird vibe off your house.
Vibe.
Yeah. I don't want to worry you. But I'm sensing that it's sort of unrelentingly evil.
I think it's a...
It's a hand. It's a skeletal hand.
It's definitely a hand. Get the coffee.
Doc! It's so strong and ferocious! Great
Good
shot.
job. Ooh. He's like, what the fuck?
I may have a skeleton in my chamber.
Right.
Crops now grow where blood was spilt.
Obsession of
Innocent fascination,
fucking
I
males
assume.
with war.
Waterloo.
It's just all across history. It looks good. I like that.
Shelley began having visions.
He's prone to them.
What did you see?
An apparition of a figure floating above the lake.
When he didn't join us, my mind naturally wandered to the idea of some torrid assignation in town.
Shelley often retires to our chalet to write.
You're like ninjas, you lot. Oh, fair play to you, no love. Food. There's never any food. Cheers. You're a belter. Yeah.
Nothing too sinister then.
Yeah. Pretty chill. We're just chilling. We're just vibing here.
You can ask him more questions when we get to the chalet.
Oh, I like this. It's like Polnareff all over again.
But I'll probably come back for this, though. Strictly for safety purposes. Not because it really suits me or anything.
We're gonna loop into the room from the right. From the exact same door! That's even better. This is good shit.
How many times now?
7?
Mrs. Doctor said the house was evil.
That's fucked. What? That's a dead ass ghost.
My son, William. I must get to him.
It looks like a. It looks like a person that is phasing out of existence and phasing in. Wasn't there something like that in the first season, in the first series of Doctor Who, with Eggleston, with fucking Charles Dickens or some shit? There was also one of them with nuts. But what the fuck am I looking at? He's sleepwalking.
Nowhere, pal.
He's sleepwalking.
You're staying right there. I'm on guard.
He's sleepwalking. He's not conscious. I can see it.
Hey. Oh, can you hear me?
This is a fucking episode. And it's just gonna run in right again. This is so fucking good. It's so stupid. It's so fucking good. Like, there's no effort in filming this. It's just the character walking off screen and then just doing a circle and walking back in. But it's so fucking good. Yeah. The Shining shit.
Something seriously wrong with this gaff.
Yes!
Anyone else?
What the fuck is happening? There's like at least 3 possessed people. There we go. That's it.
Mrs. Doctor! Really, just Doctor is fine.
He emerged from the wall like a phantom.
Be gone, demon!
He's using her as a shield. What a fucking asshole.
Can I just say, you were quite lovely in a crowd.
Shut the fuck up.
Demon?
Sure. We saw Satan once.
Dreaming.
Hmm?
Only we aren't. And he is.
Hmm?
So he can't see. The illusion.
There are no walls. The walls aren't real.
A perception filter!
Yeah.
Close your eyes. Clear your mind. We're only experiencing what it wants us to.
Oh, that's so good. I wouldn't have thought that. That means that the house itself is... Yeah, the house itself is a problem. But, like, why?
My darling.
Oh, detect the baby. That's not him. That's not a baby skull.
I think we're caught in a security system. It's turned the house into a sort of giant panic room.
It's a panic.
In 1860?
Yeah. An alien panic room.
What if something came here that wasn't supposed to and caused a major disturbance?
Like what? That?
The thing on over the water? The electricity thing?
It's a traveler. Moving through time.
Time specifically? What the? Okay, no, that's some alien. That's an alien. That's some sort of robot. The Lone Cyberman? Oh my god, is this a blood episode? It's a Cyberman, yes. Okay.
That is a lone Cyberman.
Beware of it. Don't give it what it wants. Oh my god, it's a plot episode. I was not expecting this. Holy shit, what the fuck? Yes, I know, no.
At all costs.
Yes, thank you. Barricade the door. What is a Cyberman? Someone altered. Organs, flesh, surgically replaced with mechanical.
Oh my god, a Cyberman is inspiration for Frankenstein.
So they alter the brain to switch off all emotion.
It's a person. I see it's a person underneath it.
Humans like all of you, changed into empty soulless shells. No feeling, no control, no way back. I will not lose anyone else to that. Do not follow me.
Que ton nom soit sanctifié.
Supreme.
Que ton règne. Que ta volonté soit faite sur la terre comme au ciel.
Every shot is purposely not showing me his. Oh my god.
You will be like us.
What are you looking for?
Tell me what you're after. I might be able to help.
I like how the doctor was just sitting there like, hey.
Well, it's never going to be under there. Unless you don't actually know what it looks like. What happened? They get bored halfway through or something?
I am complete enough to serve my...
Is this the last remains of Cyberman or whatever? Nope.
Still feel things then? No inhibitor yet.
Oh,
Okay.
this is
Here's
interesting.
the thing. There's a chance I might be the Guardian, only I don't know what it is I'm supposed to be guarding. This isn't my time either. Maybe we're supposed to work together. Anything's possible.
What?
Whose room is this?
No one's. I thought it was empty.
With the writing on the wall.
Yeah. And there's some shit on the wall too.
Writing. It's Shelley's.
Okay. What the? Oh.
You ever considered breath mints? Oh, recharging, not good.
Yeah. It's gonna be able to fire now. This guy is definitely the inspiration for Frankenstein.
There's something down here with us.
Oh.
There's not one atom of yon earth. But once was living man.
His heart. He raises up the tyrant who's to light.
Is it woe?
Charlie's words.
How does it know them?
Where is Shelley here? That's where he is. Okay.
I'm sorry. I tried to hide it.
What?
I have to keep him out. I'm the Guardian. I am Percy Bysshe.
Shelley. He is whom I seek.
Okay, the baby.
Doctor, you here? Come on then. Oh, brilliant. Neither are you, so please, let's not unravel anything else. Hide and...
Yeah, so this is a disrupt in his history too.
Shelley in the cellar.
Are you a guardian of what?
Cloaked.
Explain.
Too big to register. That's why my readings have been off. It's something called a Siberium.
I'm trying to protect it.
This here. Don't give him what he wants. Don't give him Shelley. Don't give him the Siberium. Whatever. He's being teleported away every time he gets close to it, maybe?
Is it you? Changing the house?
Some, but not all. It has its own will.
Mary! I cannot hide. Not while he's suffering. What happened to you?
Give me a fucking explanation, for the love of God. Okay, just walking. Just chilling. Good. And it's got sucked into you.
Took root within me. I returned. Hello! I was changed.
So that shit we saw.
Could see me.
Oh!
It hid itself in me and hid me within the villa. I see symbols. Symbols and numbers. They will not leave my head, no matter how much I transcribe them.
The symbols
So
were all
good.
over his room.
Yeah.
The knowledge of the whole cyber race and AI from the future, containing the knowledge and future history of all Cybermen.
They scorched and split the sky, built the army of all armies. Left behind only pain.
He knows everything. He knows the whole future.
I can't keep him away much longer.
Then don't.
Doc,
Stop fighting. It's okay. Jack's warning! Jack isn't here now, stuck in a house with that.
Don't give it what it wants!
I've just been inside his brain. There's a supercomputer fused to his cerebral cortex. He's the only one who knows how to get that out. The armies will rise and billions will die.
Shelley's gonna die if that stuff stays inside him.
Shelley's only one life against all those others.
But she's a fixed point.
What are you saying? How can you condemn him to death like that?
But is he, Ryan? His thoughts, his words, inspire and influence thousands for centuries. If he dies now, who knows what damage that will have on future history? Words matter.
This is a doozy.
One death,
Yeah.
one ripple, and history will change in a blink. The future will not be the world you know, the world you came from.
We're gonna give it what it
The world
wants
you were created
because the
in
plot demands it.
won't exist, so neither will you. It's not just his life at stake, it's yours. You want to sacrifice yourself for this. You want me to sacrifice you. You want to call it? Do it now. All of you. Yeah. Because sometimes this team structure isn't flat. It's mountainous, with me at the summit, in the stratosphere, alone. Left to choose. Save the poet. Save the universe. People burn now, or tomorrow. Sometimes, even I can't win.
Fuck! Man?
Please, help me.
We're gonna give it what it wants. Fuck!
It's not obeying you.
Then I shall execute the host.
What is your name, sir? Larry, this is not a good time to talk.
Our names? Are you several men? A composite of parts.
I am better than
What if his name is
Yet
Frankenstein?
I still see a soul who spared my
This
son.
is true. So there is some humanity left in you.
You didn't want to be this way. They hurt you. As modern Prometheus, you loved once. And were loved in return. You do not wish to kill.
I did spare your son because he's a useless runt, sickly and weak, and I did have children. I slit their throats when they joined the resistance. In death, we are transformed.
Transformed in death. I'm sorry, Percy Shelley.
She's gonna kill him.
What are you doing to him? The Siberian is leaving his body.
What just happened?
How are we back here?
Just reset the house. Download magnetism. Looks like I'm the true guardian.
Whatever that means.
Surrender it.
What are you doing?
Transmitting. My ship will lock onto my signal. It will tear this reality, but this planet will remain only in shreds.
This world doesn't end in 1816.
He's bluffing. Don't listen to him.
But I can't be sure. I can't risk this planet. I can't win.
We are inevitable.
Yes,
Shit, also they are.
you are.
So he gets what he wants. Because we're fighting time itself. We can't fight time. The planet's safe, but at what cost? He's fine?
What did you do to Shelley?
Old Time Lord trick, not a nice one. Pushed his mind to his future death. Tricked the Siberian into letting go. Hoped his body would survive the trauma. I'm sorry. I hope you can forgive me.
Save Shelley, but what does that mean for the future?
I know, right?
It means I've put it in the gravest danger. Saving Shelley was step one.
What's step 2?
Fix the mess I created in step 1.
Yeah, that's always so fun, isn't it?
You pursued Mrs. Doctor without a care for my presence. Belittled my thoughts and opinions.
And then come crawling back like the
And
asshole
then
you
proceeded
are.
to use my person as a human
He
shield.
did do that! I pointed it out!
And?
It's not even a word. Just fuck off, man.
You've returned me to life. Although
Oh,
I
gosh.
feel as though I have none of it left to live.
Sorry about the sneak peek. Every
Yeah, he did
moment will be
get to
precious.
see how he was gonna die, isn't he?
How can we repay you? Just don't lose hope.
Yeah. Keep doing that writing thing.
if you like.
You know, the maid and a creepy little kid.
No? We thought you saw Shelley like we did.
Oh, Doc, this is where
This
you
is
jump
true.
in with a rational explanation. I mean, ghosts don't exist, right?
Unless they do.
What?
Inside you three don't need to come with me.
This is a serious.
Cyber war zones and people don't mix.
This is a serious conversation.
I'll drop you back in 2020.
Or we can use Shelley's numbers. Coordinates, right?
Good place to start.
With step 2.
The world was void. The populace and the powerful was a lump. Darkness had no need of aid from them. She was the universe.
That episode was pretty good. That episode was pretty alright, not gonna lie. It was pretty good. I don't know what to say. Like, I took like a legit 10 minutes break since that episode ended and this discussion started, and I legitimately still don't know what to say. Okay, so let's try to unpack everything that just happened. So for the first 20 minutes of the episode, I'm thinking, okay, we're doing another episodic nature episode. It's just a one-time adventure story thing. That's fine. I enjoy that. That's why I enjoy this show so much. We're doing past stuff. That's nice. We're going to the past, and then it's actually, it's also historical. It's not only historical in setting, but also we have Mary Shelley here. We have, what is the name of this man? Percy Bysshe Shelley. We have Lord Byron. We have a bunch of historical figures just hanging out because this is actually what happened. And also, this is where they get according to records, where they get ideas for Frankenstein, which Mary Shelley ends up writing eventually. So, okay, sure, that's pretty good. And immediately the doctor is like, all right, let's not bring up Frankenstein. Let's not just anything fucky. Let's not interfere with history. And they just happen to show up here. They just travel wherever, and then it was like, oh man, it's really rainy today. Let's go to that house. And then they get there, and it's like, all right, sure. A lot of shit happened, and okay, there's stupid amounts of stuff that happened that I wasn't entirely sure what actually was happening. So I want to give a big shout out to this episode for being stupidly into horror and horror tropes, right? And the haunted mansion kind of deal. Because it's okay, some stuff is just flying off and breaking. Some fucking things are facing through walls. It seems that there's a bunch of ghosts. There's a skeletal hand just walking around, and it's totally supposed to look like a spider. So a lot of shit is happening. And even at the beginning of the episode, the characters, Lord Byron and the other two girls or whatever, they were all like, oh yeah, horror shit, yeah. So there was a story and whatever, and then, it was supposed to be a horror episode. Until it wasn't. Because in my head, I was thinking back to the Charles Dickens episode in Series 1. Or I think there was an episode with Matt Smith. I don't remember the name of it, but it was in Series 7 with Clara. And it was an episode where they were trapped in a mansion, and there was some kind of time traveler in the future that needed to be saved from some kind of alien or whatever, but it appeared as a ghost to us or something like that. I was thinking something like that. I was thinking something along the lines of something like that. Nothing prepared me for the random ass Cybermen to show up and for everyone to go, oh shit, that's a lone Cyberman. That's what Jack said. Don't give it what it wants. Billions will die. But then it turns out that we need to give it what it wants, making the kind of warning kind of pointless, because while I respect the warning. I appreciate it. And you can maybe find some thing that you can do about it. But at the same time, that's how history went. And this is the problem with this is the problem every time. And we don't really bring this up often, but whenever we do, it's very clear that we're doing it. And it's the fact that the doctor cannot fight time. Okay? The doctor cannot fight time. The doctor can only do whatever was always supposed to happen. The thing is that often we don't know what was supposed to happen, so we just do whatever. In this case, we're dealing with very important historical figures, okay? We're dealing with Frankenstein, okay? The creation of Frankenstein. Pretty significant book for history itself. So we're dealing with the night that Frankenstein was conceptualized. And it was conceptualized through the Cybermen. And they didn't even address that. They didn't even say it. But it's very clear that that's what it was. Because the Cyberman, it's an incomplete Cyberman. It's a man. You can see that it's a man. And and she was like, are you a man? Or are you multiple men? Like, all strapped together by machinery. And I'm, oh my fucking god. Like, even the moment when he got all the electricity and revitalized himself, I'm like, oh my fucking god, of course. So Frankenstein is a Doctor Who reference. So yeah, it's like Back to the Future whenever Johnny Be Good was a Johnny Be Good reference because Chuck Berry got the idea from Marty McFly. So okay, so that yeah, because like we can maybe say that like maybe Cybermen happen because of well, no, because they come from Mondos. Well, different Cybermen come from different places. At this point, we lost track. But let's say that if Cybermen ever become a thing because of Earth, we can say that we could say, yeah, pretty. I can say with confidence that Cybermen happened because of Frankenstein. Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, we can say that one affected the other, to some degree. Anyway, I was wondering why. So I just now occurred to me, why are we doing historical figures and also doing a plot episode? We did that in Spyful Part 2, okay? But why are we doing it here? And it makes sense because they figure it's like, okay, we were the lone Cyberman. Gotcha. Don't give it what it wants. Gotcha. We're just not going to give it what it wants. And then the answer that comes back is, you have to give it what it wants. Because time demands that you give to him what it wants. Because she needs to live. That guy needs to live. You need to write Frankenstein in order for the future to happen. Because it's a very influential piece of work. And like, well, there would have been a future happening if Frankenstein wasn't written. It wouldn't have been the future that we know. Therefore, paradox. I'm pretty sure that novel is a fixed point in time. I'm pretty sure that novel, if there was any novel to be a fixed point in time, it would be that one. So, pretty sure that we can't change that. Pretty sure that those people can't die. So then the Doctor is like, I have to give the Cyverium, or whatever the name of that shit was, to the Cyberman. Because, well, no. She took the Cyverium from him, and then she absorbed it. And she was like, aha, I won. And then the dude is like, I'm just gonna blow up the planet then. And then she's like, well, shit. Because it's not only the fact that, okay, Earth didn't end in 1816, but also the fact that, yeah, he's just gonna blow up the planet. Like, billions are gonna die anyways, so I just have to give it to him. And it's not only that, but it's also like all the future of mankind that wouldn't happen if the Earth were to blow up in 1816. And she's like, also that didn't happen, so it's not gonna happen, but the reason why it doesn't happen is because I have to give it to him. And I like that. I like the dilemma, because Yas was like, don't give it to him, he's bluffing. And the Doctor was like, no, I have to. And it's this whole thing of like, we know the planet doesn't blow up, okay? We know it doesn't. So, why doesn't it blow up? Because he can't, or because the Doctor gives the thing to him? And the Doctor ultimately ends up deciding, I'm not going to risk it, I'm just going to give it to him. Because that was just the way it was supposed to go anyway. Dude, okay, so I like whenever time is a concept in the show. Usually, the only reason why we have a time machine is in order to change setting and get whatever setting we the fuck want every episode. That's the only reason why, and I enjoy that. But whenever time is an actual entity and it's a part of the factor of the plot of the conflict and even the resolution, sometimes I'm like, yes, I love that so much. Like, one of my favorite episodes of the Capaldi era in Series 9, and it wasn't a big episode, it was just one that I really like, was Before the Flood. And it was entirely because of Capaldi explaining what a bootstrap paradox is, and because that entire two-parter was a bootstrap paradox to begin with. And at the end of the episode, he just lays out everything exactly how it went, and Clark just gets his mind blown, and the Doctor is like, yeah, who wrote Beethoven's Fifth? And I just love it so much, and we're doing that shit again to some degree, but much more seriously, because it's part of this entire overarching conflict. The Doctor gives the Cyberman what he wants, despite the warning from Jack. But the reason she has to is because otherwise, because that was always what was supposed to happen. You can't change that. That is a fixed point. That is like 3 fixed points in once. It's like the Doctor is literally unable to change this. Because we can't kill Mary Shelley. We can't kill the other guy. We can't kill anyone here. The Cyberman is what it wants anyway, because otherwise that's what Jack gives him the warning. And also the Cyberman was going to blow up the planet. And we know the planet doesn't blow up here. So it's like, I can't. I literally cannot go against giving him what he wants. This situation is literally unwinnable for me. So... okay, so that's so good. That's so good. Like, the more I think about it, the better it is. Because for a second, even when watching, I was like, Doctor, I'm not so sure if you should be doing this. But then I think more about it. And I'm like, no, that makes sense. That's a lot of things that the Doctor has to come up with it in order for time to make sense. And if she doesn't, then time doesn't make sense and reality falls apart. So, there you go. But I also want to bring up this, and it was a very good scene, and it's Dark 13 again. We only saw her Dark like 3 scenes so far, a couple of them. This one is probably the best one. I got a little bit of like Time Lord Victorious vibes from it. Not exactly, but like there was a moment when everyone is telling the Doctor not to go through with it. Everyone's telling her, don't do this. And I like that the Doctor essentially says, like, I don't exactly remember what she says, but it came from the idea of, like, because sometimes, this flat team structure doesn't work out. Because sometimes it's just me standing here at the peak of this mountain, and the only one that can see everything, how it's supposed to go, and how it has to go, and the only one that can come up with this decision to do this. And sometimes I can't win with it. And I'm just like, fuck. Because, like, that's the thing with 13, is that most of the time, we see her as, like, a happy, adventurous puppy. And I like that, because I like having that version of the Doctor be a thing. We've had a couple Doctors that were kind of like that, but I think this is the one that has that the most of any of them. Is that a fair assumption to say? She's like that. I guess 10 is like that a little bit. Matt Smith is kind of like that, but he's also deceiving, in the background, so I don't think he counts. And then probably the 5th Doctor. So probably those are the most like happy puppy Doctors we can find. They're very nice. They're very kind. But whenever we put them in a situation that is just fucked, and they have no choice but the bad choice, we see them crack. And that is a huge pop-off, I think. because I brought up the Time Lord Victorious bit a little bit ago. And by the way, apparently it was announced that there's gonna be like an audiobook or something with the Time Lord Victorious topic in it. And it was gonna have like 10 and 9 and I don't know what other Doctor. Probably not the actors, or maybe one or two of them, but I think it was Paul McGann too. But anyway, I'm just like, I like the Time Lord Victorious bit because it was so it was just one scene. It was just one scene in that one special, Waters of Mars. And that scene was so important to Ten's character and important to his regeneration. Having Jodie go through something similar is also a huge pop-off because I think that she is even like more happy puppy adventurous than Ten. So now there is an even greater contrast whenever she's going down this route. And given it's not like she just decides, I'm God, I'm just gonna do whatever I want. She didn't do that, okay? I don't want to say that she did that because I know that she didn't, okay? But it was this moment of like, I have to do things and this is clearly the right thing to do. And it sucks because I can't get what I want. I can't save everyone. And she's just actually going crazy over the fact that she has to be the one to essentially pull the trigger and give the Saruman the thing. She knows exactly what's gonna happen if she does that, but she has no other option to do it. And everyone's telling her don't do it, and she's like, I know, I don't have to do it. I know that I can. I know what's gonna happen if I do. But I literally have no other option. So shut the fuck up. I'm gonna do it and then we'll see if we can fix it, okay? And that was a very raw moment for a character like her. And I love that. I love that so much. Because you can see how angry she is at the fact that she cannot get a good option here. And that is a big contrast for a character like hers. And I think it's just so fucking good. It's just so fucking good. Just give me more of that shit. And that's probably the best scene with Doctor thing we've had. I mean, we haven't had many. But like, we saw her in Spyfall Part 2 a little bit. We saw her in... What was the episode? Where... I think it was Fugitive that you're doing. Yeah. Really good episode. So we saw her actually being like dismissive of her or her fam. And then they were like, Doctor, what the fuck? You know, no, don't dismiss us like that. And they actually stood up for themselves and they actually beat the Doctor back into reasoning. And she was like, oh, yeah, you're right. And that was really good. In this case, it's that, but also she's just freaking the fuck out over this decision she has to make. And nobody can tell her, nobody can actually like beat some sense into her because she is right. But she's just having a mental breakdown over being right. That was so good. That was so good. Dude, this fucking episode was so fucking good. The first like 20 minutes was really good for a completely different reason. We kept seeing like ghosts. We kept seeing like bases flying off. We kept seeing like creepy horror tropes. And I was like, the loop, the fucking Polnareff loop. So Graham walks into a room and walks up the stairs and then walks into the same room in the same shot. And I'm like, we're doing JoJo. We're doing JoJo here? Is this a JoJo reference? So in JoJo, there's a scene where a character walks up the stairs and there's another character that can stop time. And they grab the same character and just put him back at the foot of the stairs, and then the character just unfreezes because time comes back to normal, and then the character is like, how am I down here? And then they keep trying to walk up, and then they're down there again, and it's just seamless because time has stopped, and it's like it's so good, and they kept like I like that it was the same shot. Otherwise they wouldn't have been as effective as it was, and he's such a cheap trick to do too. It's such a cheap trick to do too. Because there was at one moment the Doctor is literally just walk to the side, and then she walked back in from the same spot. And Jodie literally just walked in a circle and walked back in, and then she acted surprised. But the fact that it's this exact same shot, and we keep seeing it in scenes where like a character walks from there and then we walk from there, it makes it so effective. I really liked it a little bit. And just like everything, just like creepy people, sleepwalking ghosts, the base is flying off, the creepy skeleton hand, having a literal skeleton in the closet, just like so many horror trope things. And then Cyberman! And it's what the... It's Cyberman and plot, juicy plot. I'm just like... Dude, I there's so much in this episode. There's so much in this fucking episode. It's so good. Holy shit, Your Soul is good. Is this the best episode so far? It's way up there, dude. It's way up there. Okay, so in this season, Spyfall, Judoon, this one. And the previous episode was good too, but let's just focus on like the really good ones. And they're usually plot ones. And it's those 4. Those are really fucking good. Series 11, Rosa, Punjab. I guess Rosa and Punjab. I guess that's it. This season, so good. It's so good. And if we had to rank like those 6 episodes... this is a discussion left for later. Like, I'm gonna do like a... I think I resigned myself from doing the season discussion for Series 11, and instead I'm gonna do 11 and 12 together in a single video, because I feel like there's not enough to talk about in 11. But with the 2 of them, oh yeah, I can do that. I can totally do that. So I guess I'm gonna rank them later. But like, as it stands right now, I think Judoon is way up there. Spyfall is really good, but I think Spyfall falls short of Judoon, which is nuts, but it makes sense, right? Because everyone was super excited for Spyfall and the Master. I could feel it. I could feel the vibe around me for whenever I reached Spyfall. But then when I hit Judoon, it was like a bomb. I had no idea what the fuck was about to come, and I can tell that people love that episode, and it was big because like that episode got like 1,000 views in like a day and a half. It was nuts. So Judoon is way the fuck up there. But I would compare Judoon and this one, actually. I would put those 2 close to each other. I guess Judoon would be better just because it had John Barrowman as Captain Jack Harkness come back after 12 years. So sure. And also because of the Root Doctor thing happening, which is another what the fuck bombshell, which we still haven't got an answer to anyway. So that, and I think this, yeah, I think Judoon is still like number 1 for me, and this one would be number 2. And I guess we can like throw Punjab in there as 3, and then Spyfalls, and then Rosa. Am I missing? Yeah, I think that's the order. Dude, some baller-ass episodes this season. What the fuck? A lot of the tricks of horror at the beginning were amazing, but then it just turned into Cybermen and nonsense and plot, juicy plot. Just like... Oh my god. I'm just skimming through the episode. I don't know if there's anything else to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. I could keep going on, but like, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory what I just saw. I can just be amazed at it. So I wanna point out that I thought the Doctor was gonna kill my man here, Percy. She didn't, but she did show him his death. So she literally, in order to get the Siberian back, she just did a Time Lord trick and just showed him his death. And trick his mind into thinking that he died, and then the Siberian came out. But that means that he literally knows how he's gonna die. He knows what the moment is gonna be like. Because I'm assuming that his brain literally made the patterns as if he was living through his death. That's why it tricked the Siberium into getting away, into jumping off. And so that's a dark thing to do, by the way. Like, that's a dark thing to do, and she had to. And like that's something I enjoy a lot, is the fact that 13 had to come up with some crazy, morally gray area decisions to make in this episode, and she was not happy about it. And everyone else felt it, and I felt it, and it felt like very raw. And I enjoy that so much. While I don't want to see the Doctor in a situation where she is doing fucked up shit, I desperately also want to see situations where the Doctor has to do shit that she doesn't want to do, but she's forced to. Because then, that is when the... Okay, question. Okay, let's define this. Is the 13... Okay, D&D character alignment... Where is the 13th Doctor sitting on? Is she lawful good? I think she's lawful good. Because while she does crazy shit, she does have a very clear, defined line of what she considers to be good and what she considers to be not good. And then she just focuses on doing the good. So things like don't carry guns. Guns are stupid, they are bad, they are evil, don't do that. You know, stuff like that. We don't fight, we don't come here for fighting, we're here to make friends, you know, stuff like that. I think she would be lawful good. I'm seeing this on The Expanse too. And I'm watching these two shows at the same time. And I'm not going to go hard on The Expanse. But there's a character who I also think is awful good. And this comes up, I think he is actually confirmed to be lawful good because that show was also like a D&D campaign initially. Never mind that. But whenever you pair a lawful good character in a situation where they cannot be lawful and good, there's literally no situation where you can take the morally correct road in order for the good to happen. You can only do something that will be a little bit, at least to a degree, fucked up. That isn't something that you would never do. You would rather die than doing so, but you have to do it. That is when that character breaks. That is when that character just short circuits and they start freaking out. They start screaming and lashing out, and it's because it's like it's something that they cannot do. It's something that they cannot process. And that, I think, is the best thing they could have done for the 13th Doctor this season. And I'm very happy I got to see that. I'm very happy I'm seeing that, and I want to see more of it. I don't want her to suffer. I really don't. But at the same time, that is like the single most interesting, juicy thing you can do for a character arc of this type of character. I think. At least I think. You can chime in with your own thoughts about what you can do with a character like 13 without spoiling anything, of course. But like, I think that's like the best thing you can do for a character in terms of like how invested I'm supposed to get and how emotional it's supposed to be and how just interesting it's supposed to be. Oh my god, this discussion is also not very long, but it should be. Like, I'm looking at the time, it's only like 20 minutes of recording this, and I can do the discussion for like an hour sometimes. And I feel like this episode is important enough to have like an hour long discussion, but I feel like I'm so hyped because of everything that the fuck just happened that I'm just spitting words. This episode's so fucking good, dude. So good. It literally did have everything I wanted. It had historical figures back in time. So it had back in time Earth. We had historical figures, important historical figures, because Frankenstein, it was just some rando that is also someone you can find a wiki article about. No, it's fucking the author for Frankenstein and everyone surrounding them. Even fucking Lone Byron was here, which was the dad of Ada Lovelace, which is a character we made like a couple episodes ago, in episode 2 of Spyfall Part 2. I actually wikid that in order to make sure. And yes, it is in fact connected. And I like that they made allusion to that. And it's like, that and just a bunch of like gimmicks, horror tropes and gimmicks, and it was really cool looking, really cool tricks, you know, a character just walking into the same room in the same shot. It was just awesome. And then it's just trying to solve the puzzle of like, oh, the perception filter, the whole mansion is a perception filter. Then at the end, I forgot to mention this, but it comes back that it's actually this guy Percy, and he when he got the Siberium, he phased out of existence or some shit. Like he was working through, no, he had a perception filter thing going on. I think that was it. So nobody could perceive that he was there. They just kept seeing bases flying off and noises happening, but he was just screaming, just like, please notice me. Nobody can see that I'm here. And then he just started, he just guarded the thing because he knew that he essentially became an oracle and just saw the future of everything got him fucked. And he was like, I cannot give this to the Cyberman. And he's just shifting, he has power in it to some degree where he can just shift the house or teleport things around so the Cyberman cannot get there. But the Cyberman, it's like, yeah. And then, of course, the connection to the main overarching storyline with the Lone Cyberman and all that. So this is episode 8, isn't it? So this is 8. I think the season has 10 episodes because the previous one also had 10 episodes. So next episode should be plot 2. Next episode should absolutely be plot 2. Because like there is no reason for this to have happened and then go back to episodic nature, whatever, hijinks, unless it's something that accidentally happens, which totally could happen. It's Doctor Who, whatever. But like, that means that we're gonna have a 2-part finale, which makes sense. Spyfall, the premiere was 2-part as well. Dude, I'm so excited. I'm in there. I'm in there. I'm in there in this Doctor Who fucking pit of whoa. Dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this. This was so good. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. There was the thing at the end that I don't think they're gonna come back to it. I think it's just gonna be sitting there and fuck it, just make of it what you want. And it's Graham talking about when he saw the ghost and they were like, it wasn't ghost, it was that thing. And he was like, well, no, it was those 2 people. And they were like, no, they wasn't. And he was like, I saw them. And it's like, well, doctor, come up with a rational explanation why I saw that. Like, you're the one that comes up with something that makes sense usually. And then she's like, well, maybe it was ghost. And then he was like, huh. Just like, sure. Are we supposed to imply that ghosts are now canon in the Doctor Who universe? Probably. Sure, let's go with that. It's a fictional world. They could be canon, sure. I don't give a shit. Yeah, sure. I think I wanted to mention how much of an asshole Lord Byron was. Fuck that guy. Yeah, moving on. Like, I saw him being a fucking, because like he was so fucking slimy. He was like, keep talking. He was a fuckboy of the 18th century, 17th century. He was a 17th century fuckboy because he was like, okay, so he was immediately jumping on the doctor, just like, hey, you're kind of hot, girl, and it's like, please don't talk to me. He used that other woman that he made on, and I don't know, maybe they had a thing going. I don't know. I don't care, actually. I don't care about this character. And he used her as a human shield, and I saw it, and I pointed it out, and I liked that she pointed it out at the end of the episode, like, fuck you! He literally, when the dude walked in, he used her as a human shield. He stepped behind her and just peeked from her back, just like, fuck you. Then he kept making advances, and just like, whenever the situation was like the dire shit ever, he's like, hey, I'm horny though. It's get fucked, man. And I like that at the end they were like, fuck you. There you go. Oh my god. Okay, I think that's everything that is worth mentioning in this. I mean, we can keep talking about some random shit forever. The idea of the not fully converted Sarah. I kept trying to see if it's an actual person that I should recognize, but I don't think it is. He spared the baby. Did he spare the baby because he was weak, or did he spare the baby for pity? Could have been pity, could have been weak. We don't know. Doesn't matter. Legitimately doesn't, unless the lone Saruman comes back, which I think it will. But sure. Okay, Jack told the doctor, beware of the lone Saruman, don't give it what it wants. So, did Jack know this entire event because of the doctor, or because of he heard it from somebody else? We might see Jack next episode. I just realized we might get to see Sean Barama next episode, or 2 episodes from now. Oh my god. Okay, I'm excited. I'm super excited, man. Oh my god, dude, Doctor Who's good, man. Doctor Who's good. All right, I'm good. I'm just gonna stop. I'm very hungry. I'm low energy, and I just kept talking. I'm just gonna go. Fuck, that episode was the shit. Give me more of that, please. Alright, everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode of a Doctor Who reaction, and if you would like to see next one, it should already be up on Patreon. Check first though, because COVID things are difficult, but yeah, should be up there. Check out the links in the description, and I'll see you next time, okay? Take care.